Spiritual Distance, where we talk about fashion, politics, news, health, and everyday hot topics. With me today, we have Clay, Assad,
hey,
America, and the very shiny Giovanni.
Hey.
And our special guest, the legendary Terrance Davidson.
Icon.
So Terrance, tell the people about yourself. I know, and we know, but tell our viewers about Terrance Davidson.
This is me, Terrance Davidson. I don't really like to say celebrity hairstylist. I like to say, someone who had a dream and just, brought it to life. I feel like, we are just like everybody else as an artist. So, people I actually started out with Lil Kim. Left Eye was my first one, then Lil Kim, then it went to Trina, then it went to Remy Ma, Lil Mo. I guess there's a list of them, and it took me to Patti LaBelle and Nikki. Once I got to Nikki, that's when I felt like, my name got built even bigger.
That's what I'm about to call.
Wow. A lot of people knew me from, beforehand, but they just climbed up.
Bronzer Brothers hair shows.
And that was the good part.
Name it.
Warner Brothers.
You done did it. You done did it. So speaking of all those divas, so to fall right into it, to talk about all those divas that you've done, we got our own diva here, Azealia Banks. There's a lot of scandals going on with her. They stay in the news days. So basically they have this whole scandal going on with her where she digs her cat, guys, out of the ground because now she's moving from Los Angeles and she's about to move to Miami and she wanted to take her cat with her and she put it in the stew. How do we feel about this?
What?
Is this like some witchcraft?
I think she's crazy.
It's some kind of voodoo. It's some kind of voodoo, and she needs to check.
Is she Haitian?
What
Wait, I don't care if you
She needs to check.
Haitian people. Haitian people, that's their culture. They like to do
I'm
stuff.
saying, I think it's something like that,
all
but
Haitian folks.
maybe I didn't, now that I really hear it more, how you just said it, she wanted to take the cat. Why did she just take the cat with her, dead or not?
Well, why is it not cremated?
Why is it in the stew?
That's ultimately.
There's so many questions.
There's so many.
Why are we talking about this chick?
And why is it? Can we get a playback of?
Yo,
I just want to. I want to get a playback. Can we get a
I
playback?
already seen that.
No, I want to see it again. We need to. Yeah.
It's funny.
We're
good, bro.
No, we're not.
This is not. Sorry, this ain't it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's just we need to.
So
You don't need to see it.
There we go.
It's just we're just.
Boom. I should have had a little jingle for digging up the dead cat.
I can't decide it. It's like this is entertainment.
I'm scared to see what it looked like.
You know what? It
looked like something off of Hocus Pocus.
Oh my God, y'all cannot say
Y'all is a liar.
No, she's showing too much.
I'll take
She's
you
showing too
away.
much.
That's what that shit looked like.
I think I understand everything until she go up there.
I don't understand it at all.
She said she wanted to take the cat.
But if that's the case, why did you not
So she
cremate
wants to
it?
take the cat with her, so she eat the cat. The cat's always with her.
No, she's not eating it. The cat is within her.
So are you gonna freeze it and then transport it? Like, what are you?
What?
Azealia?
Why did you?
Azealia.
So David, like, it doesn't mean anything deeper. Is this like some like witchcraft situation?
Okay, but witchcraft goes deep. Okay.
Like talk to her.
Look, I spoke to my spiritual advisor about this. CY Ward, follow her on Instagram. And she was basically like, look, when you do this type of things, and like, no disrespect to Azealia, but these types of things are meant to be kept in private.
Right.
You're not supposed to have all of these eyes on your work. You're not supposed to be showing people this type of work. Now, she's an artist. She's an entertainer. She takes things to the next level. This is not new for her. If you go onto her Instagram, if you follow her, you will see all kinds of voodoo, hoodoo. This is just next level. I'm not surprised.
She need Jesus, Muhammad,
And
I didn't know she was that crazy.
John Smith.
I knew she was crazy. I didn't know she was that
She
crazy.
need Elijah Muhammad.
And a check.
Terrance, is this new for the industry?
Gandhi,
Do you think that
very
have you seen people at this extreme in the industry that would do things and did a stream for any given reason to show their spirituality, to get attention? Like, what do you feel like as you're a creative person? Like, what do you think, being in the game the longest you have you seen anybody like this?
Never. But again, I thought, somebody said she may have her own beliefs. So
Haitian, yeah, she might be like
yeah, that's what he's saying. And sometimes, but I don't know, and a person is a person. If that's what you want to do, girl, do that. I just don't know about the part of boiling it, and I feel like if she wanted to take the cat with her, she should just take the cat.
Well,
my thing is,
to
to touch on what you said, my sister is Haitian, one of my best friends, and at times, you know, she's brought up that maybe things have been practiced, you know what I'm saying, and she never has gone into detail as to what may give the just, but I have never, ever, ever seen anyone who, if you do practice that, display that, because I do agree, and I've done research. I actually was into that in junior high school. So that was something that was something that you do not display. It's like, you know, they're not supposed to know that, but I do just think that she is someone that does things for.
So you was
attention.
in juju in junior high?
No, I watched the craft. I watched the craft and I got into like magic. I wanted to learn about. Yeah, it's kind of just like interest, like Harry Potter.
That seen the spell though? That's what that remind me of with Omarion from Ghost from what's that? He in it and Loretta Devine.
The new
the spell.
A new movie or something.
She do voodoo in the
You said it's called a spell. It's called record sales.
That bitch doing a seance.
It's crazy because it is stuff that
it's like you said.
So do we feel like, so to sum this all up, this is like a great marketing scheme for Azalea. It calls a lot of attention. She's trending on things. Like, how do we feel? Do we feel like this is art at its best?
It's clown shit.
Because art gets people up. It brings people hard. It makes people feel like, oh my God, they really doing this? Is it like one of those things?
You cook the cat.
I don't think that's
You know,
I think she's doing it for attention.
Too much.
She's trying to become more relevant. She's trying to stay relevant. So I feel like she did that for attention.
A cat, you cook the cat. Let's just forget all of this. There's a cat that's dead in a boiling pot.
She recorded it for attention.
The cat's name. Anybody knows the cat's name?
No.
Lucifer.
Wow.
Oh, that bitch.
Lucifer.
Azealia, it's time for you to see a therapist, my darling, and 25 grams plus of
We love you,
Prozac.
Azalea. So we kind of scared.
It's a value,
I'm afraid for you.
I love Haitian people.
definitely.
I don't even
And
know
if you got a
she's
cat,
Haitian.
hide that.
Baby, hide your cats, hide your dogs.
CNN recently published an article about tourists not respecting travel restrictions. And to me, it really read like a lot of white privilege. But how do you guys feel about COVID-19, the new travel restrictions? Should we be respecting other countries and what they have in place? Why isn't the United States doing the same? Take it away.
I had notes on this, but I'll let go ahead.
Different strokes for different folks. I just went to Puerto Rico and it was like, you have to quarantine for 14 days. You gonna have to do this and do that. I just filled out the email, took responsibility of my trip, and like, yeah, I'm gonna self-quarantine, do it myself, and I moved on with my life. I ain't worried about that. If it's too many restrictions, I don't think you should go find somewhere else where you can, you know, be free. Because everybody's becoming so afraid right now of traveling and living your life.
Yeah.
So I just say, live your life and enjoy yourself. Take pictures.
Not
All
really.
gonna die one day. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to figure out, if you're going on vacation, how can you quarantine for 14 days? How long is your vacation?
This is the
So they have something called self quarantine, where, like she said, well, you can quarantine and you can just say you quarantine for 14 days before you leave, and then once you get there, it's your responsibility. Like if you can go out and do whatever, but or you can quarantine when you get there for 14 days. So it's like you can self quarantine before you go on a trip, but when you get there, you have to quarantine for 14 days before you leave.
But what was this situation? She had to do it there.
So this
She
situation.
didn't self quarantine before she left, and that's what.
Right. So basically, even before that. So basically, the article basically broke down that this person came to this country. This island is in the Caribbean. Basically, she went there, and their restrictions are: as soon as you get there, you cannot explore our island. You can only explore your room and this resort. Once you do that, that's your quarantine. Like, it's just like if we flew to New York before they had like the restriction. Like, once you get to New York, you have to self-quarantine. But I guess that's so hard to manage here in America. In America, not as restrict as an island, which is small, that can kind of monitor their people. So when you get to the island, they like, hey, you cannot leave this resort. This person left the resort and now she's in jail.
But
basically, the question is like, do you follow these guidelines when you go overseas, or do you just go on vacation because you feel like I'm free?
I'm free.
I mean, but my thing is, so you have to quarantine when you get, so if I'm on vacation days and I'm on money specifically for this trip, I have to quarantine on this island in a hotel room, things that I can do at home. I can run my own bath water and get some sand and pretend I'm at a damn beach. You see what I'm saying? Then to turn around on top of that, so if my visa is for X amount of days, and you want me to stay in that hotel room for X amount of days. Yeah. Now I pretty much have vacationed in a hotel room. Oh, so now you can start your trip. Well, I mean, the visa's expired at this point, and then on top of that, I have to go back to work. So I'm vacationing in a whole. It's stupid. And I actually pulled up something from this article here, and I actually wanted to read it because it's something that I definitely do agree with. And the article has stated, and I quote, "There is no consistency and travelers are being badly misled by the fact that there are no global rules."
Yeah, and it's all, basically it's like the government all around, like certain places when you go in certain countries, they have their own particular rules, or islands, you have their own particular rules, and especially when it's like third world countries where it's like beautiful like Jamaica, these certain places where you have like all this tropical weather where people want a vacation, you just have like really strict rules. And Americans, feeling as free as they are, they go there in these places and they want to just do them because they spend a lot of money to go there. So do you think, Terrance, like, if, you know what I'm saying, you take a lot of vacations. If you go to this country, are you following their rules, or you like, kick off your shoes, I'm going to do it, or I'm going to go?
That's actually new to me, that one right there, because I don't even fly straight into New York when I go now. I fly to Philly, and I stay in a hotel in Philly for one night, then I get up the next morning, catch a train to New York.
You know what, guys?
And I stay in New York.
I don't know if this applies to him, because he flies private.
He flies private.
Well, let me ask you all the question on how you feel about this. So I actually saw this article when it first came out on the news, and the mother spoke out, and the mother said that she felt as if the punishment should have not been. She understands that, you know, she did, you know, she made a mistake, it was a crime, but she feels that the sentence should be lighter. Do you guys feel you know, don't do the crime, you shouldn't do the time, or do you feel that, like you said, does that play a part in the, you know, the Karen trying to pull the card?
I feel like they're trying to use her as a
card.
My mom always told me this, like, if you go to these countries or the island, you gotta follow
their rules.
Because if you go to jail, I can't get you out.
Right,
I can't come to get you. So it's just in that sense of like, if you follow rules, you want to do what you want to do, do what you want to do. If you don't want to do, hey, you might be shackled down.
And I feel like they use
I'd be scared. I'd rather, I'm going to follow the rule. I was going to jail.
I was popped off in Mexico.
So
Thank God it was a nice Caribbean island.
Right, so
country.
Yeah, but she was
not like us.
For real.
Hope she get home safe, man.
You could have been in North
Oh wait, she's still in jail?
For real.
Yeah, they like, I think she was like 23 days in jail. I don't know if she out already, but the article
She was 28 months if she would have been North Korea.
Yeah,
right.
jail for, yeah, no, you put a lot of people on
But you know what, though? In a sense, I'm torn because it does show.
She could have came in there and been sick and not quarantined and gave the island or wherever she landed that COVID-19.
So they basically use her as an example. Like,
yeah, like don't do that.
Where you coming from? Don't come here with, you know, don't do that.
And that's what I was gonna say. Don't, you know? It just kind of shows that mentality. You can't do what you want to do everywhere. So that that's not even white. That American privilege that we have, it does not work everywhere. So just follow the rules, y'all. They say quarantine. Just mask up, sanitize, all that. Y'all know what we in.
And that's that on that. So, Terrance, bro, so tell us a lot. So, now that you're here on virtual distance, bro, like, I want to know a lot. We want to know about you. We want our people to know about you. We want to know what you're doing next. Like, I really want to know, like, what are some journeys? Like, what is something that you're on now? It's 2021. Like, what is your journey now? Like, you done it all. Like, what are we working on?
Yeah, what you doing?
That's my thing. Right now, I'm just turning 50 for one.
What? Capricorn season.
And I feel like, and I'm at a point, and I ain't even gonna lie, like in my life at 50 years old, what am I supposed to do? What am I going to do? That's just what I am. And my son made me realize, and my mom.
You have a son?
Yeah. He's 26 years old. I got a grandbaby.
Come on. Look at y'all.
Really young.
Look at y'all over here.
Yeah.
So you working
Did they call you grandpa or papa?
So we working on the Grammys right now, anything?
It's grandpa backwards. Huh?
Oh, I said, are we working on the Grammys or anything? Anything going on right now in the industry?
I actually just work. This is my hoodie collection. It's, you know, called Meet the Norms, which is the new norms right now, what we're dealing with.
Can we get some merch?
I can. I actually didn't know how many was going to be here. I would have brought some, but it's like it's just 7 streams of income. And the point is basically us in our community, we know how to still be able to survive and make money through the pandemic.
No matter what. Absolutely.
And that's just where I was at during the pandemic, was just trying to figure out 50 years old, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna? I'm still gonna keep doing hair. I just feel like I'm gonna probably do hair 2 more years. But there's things that I'm actually trying to train my son to do right now, and he actually does the heat press. He does all the artwork on my hoodies for me, so we're working on a business together. I just want him to not work as hard as I did all the way up to 50 years old, and then he has a baby. So I don't want the same thing falling through my family like that. So we're just trying to figure it out.
Okay.
It's falling into place. Everything's falling into place.
Nice.
That's just one thing, but
Happy birthday. I'm definitely Capricorn.
thank you. I'm half a cent.
I love it.
So to drop right into this Capricorn season, what's going on right now in the world?
I don't know what's happening with Capricorns, but we need to chill. No, we're jumping into politics, which means that I'm just not going to be in a good mood because that's just where we are right now. I'm sorry. That's what I have nothing to apologize for. We need to talk to these white folks losing their minds about Trump not winning. So CNN just reported that there are armed protests, armed demonstrations planned for all 50 states over the weekend and leading up to the inauguration.
Okay.
I know that we're numb. I understand.
No, but I really feel like this
That's
is a
scary shit.
This is super scary because that's what happened with the Capitol. What happened with the Capitol? The Capitol, they warned us, they sent us tips, they sent us all type of stuff.
But you just said that the FBI just had a bunch of shit that they covered up, and I don't feel, and I'm gonna be going, when I was using the restroom, the first thing I thought about before we went into this was, I fear for our new elected officials and our new president. Because Trump is not my president, point blank period. So I'm gonna say our president, Biden and Kamala. I fear for that. And I really sincerely mean that. I know we should not live in a fear, but you guys have made it so accessible. You guys need to take it serious the first time. This is scary.
Yes.
I ain't scared of nothing.
Yeah, I ain't scared either.
I mean, it's not a fear, but I mean, you have to think these are other people's lives that are in danger. This is the people. What would happen if that inauguration happens? And I hate to say it, knock on wood, there has not been an assassination in years.
Wow.
I want you guys to really sit and think about that. No one's thinking about assassinations. There can be people lined up in every corridor aspect and no one knows because, oh, well, they're just being a bunch of rats. No.
Well, let me ask y'all this.
Okay,
Does
one smoking
anyone
bastard.
even watch Scandal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all don't think that what they show on TV is literally what really
We go through in real life. Absolutely.
I feel like
Absolutely.
they wouldn't show us what really goes
What's going on if it wasn't
And I feel
happening.
like every time I see stuff like this on the news and all that, I'll be like, it's already government.
They
know
tell
what
us.
they're doing, and it's either way it goes, that's just how the government runs. When I see Scandal, I love watching Scandal because I just feel like it just runs like, I don't care.
It does
Look
shine for
what,
us.
look what is allowed to be
It's
said.
like art.
The FCC, right? They control the masses of communication and everything like that. Look what is allowed to be said. Not hoodlums, not thieves,
Right.
not
Oh gosh. Yes.
protesters. They're calling them
No,
patriots.
they're calling them patriots.
Right? So the
Patriots.
Hold on. So let me school y'all one minute. Hold on. A patriot.
What's
Definition.
Okay.
That's it.
Break the
A
queen.
person who vigorously supports their country and is prepared to defend it against enemies or detractors. Now, come on.
So y'all not patriots, right?
So
You guys are terrorists.
Y'all are terrorists.
You guys are terrorists.
Not terrorists.
So what
right?
if it was a group of black people? What would they call them?
Thugs,
This-
niggers, terrorists.
So here's the thing.
Can I get some rubber bullets?
Patriots.
Can I get some hoses?
Patriots.
It'd be a bunch of
Can I
niggers
get
trying to
some
kill people.
water?
That's what that
You
is.
know.
So
I'll call it
do
what
we
it
feel
is.
like it's a double standard? Do we feel like right
Absolutely.
now, like I hate to take it to this place because this topic is definitely not about like, it's kind of like about like black and white, but this is so.
It is about black
It's in
and
a
white.
place of like, do you feel like this happening to why they not being sprayed with water hose? Why they not getting guns and like shot down?
Because this country was not designed for us. These people are used to this. This is a concert to them. These people are having fun.
Right.
Having fun.
You know-
They do not fear police. And I'm sorry to get loud and I'm sorry to just get passionate, but it's just becoming
Oh, it's real.
day after day. It's disturbing to me. No one cares. No one cares. They don't care. Just waltz in the Capitol because no one's gonna stop me.
Can I say-
I'll hold a gun to Biden's head.
I just
No
wanna
one's
ask-
gonna stop me.
So Terrance,
No.
Terrance out of this group, Terrance, you're 50 years old. In your 50 years, have you seen anything of this sort, like this kind of behavior with what we saw, like all of this is going on right now with this Capitol, with people, with white Americans, like kind of like basically just showing that we are scared of this. Like, have you seen this kind of behavior before in any form?
I mean, I only seen this behavior when it's black long back in the day, black and white situations. But
like, what was that
just
like?
looking at,
Like, is it similar to this? Like, what black people doing? This like tagging the Capitol?
Well,
He
we
was a
was
kid in
doing
civil
it.
rights
We was-
era, right?
Hmm?
He was a kid in civil rights.
My mom was already.
I was
He's
kid,
50
but-
years old,
So
so
like your stories from your mom and your
Yeah,
grandparents.
It's more
they can
grandparents,
do
if
that.
anything.
Yeah, my grandparents the most.
Yeah, because my mom's the same age, so she's
I
saying
don't know.
grandparents.
It's just weird to me. It's hard. I'm just into a point like I don't trust nobody as far as this government goes. And when it was time to vote, you really can't. Either or, it doesn't really matter. To be honest with you, somebody told me, "Well, just vote for the lesser evil. Evil is evil."
To me, voting is a ritual, but we ain't gonna get into that.
Here's the thing.
They're casting spells.
I just want to get Donald Trump out of
votes.
this situation. You know what I'm saying? I would deal with what we gonna have, but right now I just want to get Donald Trump
I think
because
he's gonna make it worse.
he was
for
way
everybody.
too much.
Well, can I
He was
add
way
something?
too much. And besides that, I don't want to see my president get assassinated. Our
Me
kids
neither.
do not.
I would
Our kids do not need to see that crap.
I would be
Going
devastated.
back,
Kids
going
might need to
back to
witness
the
that right now.
definition of patriot, though, I want this to be very clear. Donald Trump and all of his henchmen, including Rudy Giuliani,
Wow.
including, they all came out and said, this is right, this is just, you are fighting for America. This election was stolen. This election belonged to us. You are a patriot. You are a hero for doing what you're doing. So I understand that these Americans, they do feel like patriots. They feel like they're doing the right thing. They're following the wrong leader. And that,
So
it's systemic.
No justice.
It's
So-
systemic. It's a long
so basically,
time coming.
should we hold the FBI accountable for not jumping on these things when these people send them clues and be
Yes.
straightforward? Like
Yes,
we're gonna
but
attack
can
that.
we-
We're gonna attack
but-
the inauguration. and that's
Terrorists
that.
are
Yes, but we
terrorists
need
whether
to-
they're white or Muslim. These are domestic terrorists. They need to be treated as such.
So to jump into music in the industry right now, we have Lil Baby right now who is beating out Taylor Swift for best sales in the U.S. Yo,
Okay.
do we feel like he's about to get a Grammy for this, man? Like, do he deserve it? Do
He
we
might,
feel like?
but
What do you
he-
feel?
Congratulations, Lil Baby.
Okay.
That's kind of hard because I guess the
He beat
industry.
Taylor Swift,
Yeah, but that he only beat Taylor Swift on like streams, basically, right?
right?
Not
So,
album sales.
album sales.
Album
He only
sales
sold-
40,000 is trash in the real world.
right? But his
How
streams.
much?
Dreams nowadays
Where I'm coming from,
It was albums.
it's album sales. If
It's
you
album
sell
sales.
500 album sales the first week, you're the shit. If you sell 40,000, you're trash.
Oh wow.
40,000 units in 1 week. They just said it's 40,000 units. We're not talking streams because
Let's
they're
get
not
into that
gonna-
So
article.
that must be-
No
Let's
one's
get into
buying-
that.
So that's what
Music
must be
like
digital albums.
No one's buying the albums or whatever.
Oh, wow.
40,000?
But do you
That's
think
bad.
people are
That's
buying
like one
albums
state.
still?
That's like a city.
But I mean, now it's different.
Yeah.
That's just my time.
I think they changed. No, I like
Like
that
it's
era of when they counted
I
albums.
feel
I
like
prefer album counting.
that's
So back in the
album
day-
important.
So back in the day, they basically was like, album sale was your pinnacle of your thing, but they didn't really have streams back
The
then.
hype was so, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Now it's
absolutely.
streamed, so it's different. So I mean, it's totally different.
Yeah.
So he's on top of the world with this shit. But then it's like, I remember when it was Lil Kim and all that, like, if you hear them in their song 500 shipped the first week, like Fox used to say stuff like that. Like, that's what it was taking to
Right.
sell an album.
Right.
And they would literally get on a tour bus and go city to city and do promotion. Like,
Right.
now everything is on social media, so
Right.
like, it's just different.
And then with
Digital
COVID, and all that situation, for him to stream this rapper, this like pro like thug
He's gonna do
rapper,
even better because
he done
everybody's home.
did 2.6 million where he done
That's that new
beat.
shit. That's why I was like, I
Right.
think it's dope as hell.
He done beat Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is like the
Yeah.
queen of streaming. Like kids love Taylor Swift.
You don't have to put air quotes on right. Kids love Taylor Swift.
But Taylor Swift can be played in black, white, Hispanic, etc. She's marketable. This is why the Grammy nominations come out, etc., etc. Lil Baby, there's only one market. So when it comes down to that, is it really doing something? Because Taylor is a household name. The Baby, you're known in the hood.
But
We can't take the Baby to Beverly Hills High School.
Lil Baby.
Beverly Hills.
Lil Baby, the Baby, what's up, baby, shout out, baby, whoever the baby's on.
But also
Big
in that,
Baby, shit.
But also it's in that sense of like Lil Baby put out a great, like during this whole pandemic and this whole riot, Black Lives Matter, he put out amazing song, but an album, but amazing song that like streamed all over about Black Lives Matter movement, which probably is big reason of why his album sells. So, and then he donated so much money to the communities. So people loving Lil Baby at this point.
But do you think it's a popularity contest though? Because I feel like there's so many other artists that have done equally as good work. I just feel, to be honest, a lot of this new, and I really agree with Terrance when it comes to you with that, because me and a lot of my close friends have this conversation, because I'm old school. The days of album sales, these streams, 40,000, that's a population in the city. So that's like one city's worth of streams, you know, and I'm a new artist, I ain't got that many guests. I got a couple hundred, you know what I'm saying? But I'm keeping it real, I got a couple hundred. But you a big name, you know what I'm saying? So I would expect more, but again, I don't feel like he's gonna outdo Tate, you know, Taylor and that.
So if we understand the industry, if we understand the industry right now, in this given moment during a pandemic, when his album came out, it's probably like right before the pandemic happened, if you do the research about Lil Baby. So basically his album came out, and then you have a pandemic, a whole COVID situation happened. You can't tour, you can't sell albums like you could usually do when you come out with an album, you do a press run where you're able to promote yourself in all these different cities and all around the world and all around the US. So in this sense, I kind of give him like the kudos to streaming so many like streams.
People are also in the house more
at home.
Very true.
People are in the house more.
So they have more time to listen.
They have more time to listen, sit up, and you can also cheat with streaming too. You can also sit up and like have your music playing for like. So that's how they cheat. That's a lot of you can
shout out to Lil Baby.
You can cheat with streaming, but that's just
to me that also feel like, hey, if I did this just at my house, just being at home, and I don't stream all these many without having to really be on the road and travel the world, and I don't stream this much, that's something to be like saluted. Like, I did this at the house.
Right.
Well,
just imagine if I was outside with my music, if I was really outside. I'm outside in my neighborhood because this is where I'm from, but if I was really traveling the world and touring and stuff, you know, you done been on tour runs. You know the impact that tours do to a song that's just this small. If you rolling around and you able to tour all around the world, that man album probably would have been he probably had 4 million.
Do you listen to Lil Baby?
Yes.
For me?
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm in the same
what song he got?
You heard some songs. What couple good songs?
I don't know song about the Lil Baby.
Let's see. I was trying to sing the song earlier.
What is he saying?
But that's but he got a lot of dope.
I'm not this pretty.
Black people in here, no. Sing a Lil Baby.
You know you get put on the spot. We know you get put on the spot. Like I'm trying to.
No, you had the.
But definitely so.
That's the one. He didn't know that one though. I tried to sing it here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm a really a female rapper fan. I listen to a lot of female rappers.
Yes.
You don't work with every female rapper in the world. So
I'm around like that. I just don't.
I am too.
The only guy rapper I like now is Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke. And with Pop Smoke is like number 3 on that list. So he was right under Taylor Swift. He was right on Taylor Swift.
But your music is you know what they say, your music is worth a lot more when you're gone than when you are when you hear it.
Michael
Jackson out was selling like hotcakes. Whitney, Prince.
But look, baby, we definitely gonna celebrate you in this moment, man.
It's your turn. It's your turn.
Your turn, my brother. Rapping ATL at the fullest. I was outside when you was out there marching with the people, man. I saw you, bro. So you was downtown Atlanta doing your thing, so I salute you 100%. Yeah. Keep doing your thing, you deserve it. And we gonna move on, bro.
Okay, so Paris in Fashion Week now, it is saying that it is going to be digital. And my thing is, so this has to go to a side. You are the fashion guru. The girls call you, the boys call you, or check for someone that's into fashion so heavily. I'm personally curious, do you feel like this is gonna change Fashion Week? You know, you're so used to seeing the pieces. I want that for Cardi, I want that for Nicki, I want that for me. What is this gonna be like watching something digital that's been so prestige for years?
So first, I love Fashion Down, but I have to throw it to Terrance because Terrance actually like them work with like Nicki Minaj and all these people that actually like them set on like Paris Fashion Week fashion shows. So like in that experience, how do you feel about it, my brother? Because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? To me, I can watch shows online all day, but for you, like to have that experience in Paris with like a major celebrity like that's on the front row, like how do you feel about that? Like, is it the same impact?
I don't think it's gonna work because the hair show did the same thing. The Warner Brothers,
really,
and they did it online. I don't think it's gonna work because in August they're doing it back in New Orleans at the venue. So
Okay.
I don't think online is going to work as much because it's a lot of hard work to try to put it together online. It's just I don't think it's.
But did we see that with Fenty? Like, did Fenty do that? Like Fenty when we saw this on Amazon, like with the Fenty show, it was all
That was a
online.
performance.
She gave us all online.
She gave us a performance.
Right.
There's gonna be people walking
just
just
like
like.
fashion shows would be in that form. Do we feel like
Right. If they-
shows would be that impactful
if they give it to
where
us
they're
like
able to
that-
still sell? Because we
Yeah.
saw Mugler shows from back in the day where we only saw them. Like now we can only see them online.
But some people
on
want
YouTube.
to be there, and that's the problem.
Right.
Like,
They like to
they want
touching
to
the
literally
clothes.
touch the
They want
clothes.
to see what it looks
Touching
like.
the fabric, textures, and seeing how it feels.
Because you can look online and your Wi-Fi
you
messed
can't
up.
be there. We can't sit there and take a
Look
picture of
messed.
somebody walking by with this hairstyle. You can't get all dressed up. You gotta
Right.
look online like it's not.
And
Gonna
so,
And then
and so
not-
that becomes like a hologram that you can, the models is walking by
In your living room.
Right.
That's the only way I
And
can
this-
see it popping, but nah.
Yeah, so and they doing it just based off like protecting the models, protecting people. Like in this COVID situation, they don't really want to like actually have any situation where
But this is missing people because there's still
Right.
people there, like production.
Right. It's still people gonna be there. It's
Right.
just,
They
but
should
I,
set the runway up just extra long and everybody should be 6 feet apart, all the chairs.
well, not only
Yeah.
that, but I mean, if
Just
you're
bring
gonna do it online, like you said, it's gonna have, you gonna have to do them. Like, you gonna have to, cause I'm not gonna wanna watch no whole walk down no runway for 2 or 3 hours, baby. You gonna have to walk, and it's gonna have to be a whole performance going on, Thunderworks, fire clappers or something, clap, clap, clap. Cause there's no way in the world I'm gonna watch that thing for 2 hours and someone
No.
walking that thing.
so time out.
I think-
Pause because we do watch Victoria's Secret shows.
But they have performances.
We definitely watch. We don't definitely watch shows. And these shows we can only watch them because you got to be super invited to go to a lot of shows.
But that's the
people
thing.
today.
We watch them to see the people that's there in the audience too.
Right.
Exactly.
Which is true.
And to see what normally they have on.
But the main purpose of these shows is to see people run down that runway. Right or wrong. Like when you go to Paris,
I really want to see the people that's
you want to see the
there.
people that
That's how I am too. I want to know. I want to see who's there.
And went to a MX too.
Yeah.
I
I want to see who got on what. The girls, the models. I don't know who these models are. No offense, I mean you guys are lovely women, but I want to see. Okay, is my bitch there? What she got on? What's right there? Like what he got on? Because that's normally where we, as people, we get our ideas of what we want to wear next. What Louis shoe, what Gucci shoe, what Fendi got on next. That's where we come in to see. We mainly more so look. Oh, I look at the artists. I know a lot. Audience members. I look at the audience members. I know a lot of people look at the audience members, but I don't know if do you look more at the audience members or do you look more so of the model?
I'm a stylist. I'm always just looking at the clothes and I'm looking at the like the show that they putting on. You know what I'm saying? Like when I see fashion shows, I'm going for the theatrics of what they're creating, how they want to like put out their collection. Like I'm used to I was a fan of Terry Mugler in the 90s when he had the girls coming out of motorcycle outfits. So I'm not looking for who in the audience. I'm looking who's the model and can I style her and can I see those clothes because I want to you know what I'm saying. But I feel like right now if they could have fashion shows online and they can be I feel like they should have the buyers there only that can touch the clothes there. So if the people can get them, they can put them in stores. But other than that, it shouldn't be no audience. It should be no audience until we clear up this COVID situation. To me,
I mean,
We don't know if this
Right,
COVID
we don't-
situation's ever going to be clear. This could be with us for the next 10 years.
if it ain't already been here.
Hold on, they just now
so the vaccination is coming. Are you
saying
taking a vaccination if it's come?
I'm not taking
If it come and they say, hey, we need you to work on 5 shows and you're gonna get paid $100,000 for the 5 shows, will you do it? But you have to take this vaccination.
you gotta. I ain't taking it.
You taking the Terrance? You get $100K.
He said he ain't grown up.
You get $100K. You ain't taking the vaccine.
Hell no.
I just figure out another way to make it.
Facts. Facts.
I don't even take Advil.
Big
I
ass
don't even take Advil.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not taking
Baby, I'll take. Give me some Vicks and give me some ginger ale,
No.
and we gon' give me some Vicks and some BC
So
powder.
guys, are y'all not saying are we with this Paris Fashion Week being shown? Do we want it to be shown even if it don't work? Do we
If
want
it's gonna protect the models,
Oh, we want to see the
we
fashion.
want to see the fashion.
We definitely.
I want to see the
You want to see
fashion.
the girls run the runway? No.
I don't even need to see
I
the
wanna see
girls.
them.
I want to
I want to see
see
it first. It could be closed on a
I mean, if you can't see the person, then
You said
So to conclude this show, Terrance, we want to thank you for
Thank
joining
you,
us
Terrance.
once again. Thank you for joining us here on Virtual Distance. We have our girl Dalen, our guy Clay, Miss Mother Love America, and our boy Giovanni. And I'm your boy Sard, and we out.